Hey, what's up? This is Ryan from Flying Saucers Caffeine and Art in Santa Monica, and I am here to show you today exactly how to make the infamous caramel macchiato. So the caramel macchiato is currently one of the most popular drinks in the world, and to make it is relatively simple, but you do need very high quality caramel. And this particular bottle of caramel, per pump, it gives you 1 ounce. So for a 16-ounce caramel macchiato, I'm going to use 3 ounces of caramel. So we have ice cold, non-fat milk here, 16 ounces of it. And we're going to use my favorite glass mug, my lucky mug. And quite simply, I'm just going to pump 3 ounces of pure culinary caramel into the non-fat milk. And some places will tell you to add vanilla powder, but if it's high enough quality caramel, you definitely don't need to. This is going to taste great. Now we're going to use a culinary temperature gauge, because like baking, foaming milk is very exact. And the trick is you need to have it top out at between 155 and 160 degrees. Any hotter than 170 and you're burning out all the sugars of the milk, and you really need to just dump it out and start over. So between 155 and 160 is where we're aiming. So let's step over to the steam wand of our beautiful espresso machine. We're going to dip the tip of the steam wand just into the milk there. If it's too far out, it's going to splatter everywhere. If it's too far in, it's just going to heat up the milk but not make real foam. So turn on the steam wand. And you do it more by sound than by sight. You just want to hear a faint hissing, and you can see it whirlpooling and sucking in bubbles. It's not popping them out. If I go like this, that's way too much. So it's sucking in bubbles. And not unlike a steak, this is going to keep on cooking itself after I stop the heat, as you can see right now. That's why I rolled off at around 140, and it's going to continue until about 159, 160. There it is, 159. Take it off. And we're going to set this aside while we make our double espresso. Setting it aside and doing the foam first works to give the foam a little time to harden up. It'll really stiffen up, and it's going to make it just great. Really tight foam. All the big bubbles will pop during the 30 seconds or so in which we're making the espresso. So here's our portafilter. We're going to step over to the espresso grinder. We're going to fill it up with espresso, tamp it down, put it in here, and extract a double espresso. Place it in the cartridge there. I'm going to pull it until it's really heaping over. There's no set amount of pulls. It's really just until it's really full, like that. Then we're going to grab the tamper, and with 30 pounds of pressure, we're going to tamp it down. Clean it off a little. The first tamp was 30 pounds of pressure. The second tamp, 15. And the way that pro baristas learn is by tamping on a scale. It's the only way to really learn exactly what it, exactly how much it is. So, clean that off. There we go. It's a nice espresso puck. I'm going to walk on over to the espresso machine, put it in at a 45-degree angle, lock it into place, 2 demitasses. Now, we're going to pull our espresso shot. And the extraction time needs to be between 18 and 22 seconds. It's really very vital. So let's see. Now we want the 2 drip cycles to be, to represent like mouse tails. Not too fat and not drips. These ones are perfect. Now the reason they're so light brown is that's pure crema, which is an oily base that floats on top of the espresso, and that's the flavor center. If your espresso comes out looking like black coffee with no oily base on top, you really need to dump it out and adjust your grind and or tamp it a little bit harder. So now we're done. Take our double espressos. First, see, now we have this great, beautiful caramelly foam. With a ladle, you're going to hold back the foam. And you're going to pour just the steamed milk. Like so. Pull a little bit of the foam like so. Now with our espressos, The trick to having it look really beautiful is when we pour it, we're going to pour it very, very slowly, basically mimicking the mouse tails from the espresso machine. The point of this being that the big milk layer under there is full of air bubbles, and it's going to support buoyant espresso. As you can see, there's a layer of espresso forming on the top, and it never really makes it down to the bottom. And it's great because when the customer sips it, they get espresso first and then the nice caramel milk finish. There we go. See that great looking fade? And you're gonna see it's slowly descending and it looks almost like storm clouds. See? Thanks for watching. To learn how to make more great coffee drinks, click on these videos.